Welcome back to another badge video. In this one, we're going to be talking about maybe the 5 best or 5 really good finishing badges that you should consider on your builds, especially if they're focused towards finishing. Right, Cody?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
What are we starting with?
So first thing, I'll preface these decisions by saying I'm going to do the overall best finishing badges in my opinion. I think if you play certain builds that are slashing, these could be a little different. And if you play builds that are back to the basket, so if you're playing a glass cleaning finisher or a post scorer, those could be different as well. But these are ones that I think are the best overall. Sound good, Spencer?
Yeah, let's hit them.
All right, so first, no doubt about it, Contact Finisher is the best badge for finishing in the game this year. No matter what, I think you have to have it if you have 4 slashing badges. Rank that up to Hall of Fame. You're going to be able to convert contact layups and dunks on opponents, and it definitely makes a difference this year. Inside scoring is tough, and there's going to be a lot of contact, and if you have Contact Finisher on, it gives you a better chance at the rim. It's a must-have finishing badge.
All right, you felt pretty confident in that one. What about number 2?
Number 2, let's see. We're going to go Fancy Footwork next. I'm not sure this badge is as good as it was last year, but I still think with hop steps and, different layups around the basket, this badge is still elite. I still think it's one of the best finishing badges in the game. Don't necessarily have to rank it up all the way to Hall of Fame. I think silver, gold, and Hall of Fame, depending on how many badges you have in this category, can be effective. But pairing this with Contact Finisher is definitely good if you're driving, slashing, getting into the lane quite often. Downhill on fast breaks, this badge can be good too. So I'm gonna roll with Fancy Footwork at number 2.
All right, we're crashing into defenders. We're light on our feet. What's number 3 bringing us?
Now, here's where it gets tough. I think this could go a number of ways depending on your play style. But if I had to choose one that I think transcends a variety of positions, a variety of play styles, it's going to be Slithery Finisher this year because, again, I think the way contact works this year around the rim, it's so difficult to finish if you get bumped. If players have Intimidator ranked up to, the contest system is crazy inside the paint. So Slithery, it allows you to avoid that contact when you're attacking the rim. And I think it really helps because let's be honest, you have Contact Finisher already. If you get contact, you're going to be able to finish. Fancy Footwork, you're weaseling around in the paint, trying to get away from defenders, making some moves. Pair that with Slithery as well, so when you do avoid contact, you're finishing, your make percentage increases too. So these 3 together, I think, is a really good foundation when making your decisions on finishing badges.
We got 2 more. Are they still going to be affecting that actual finish, or are they going to be different?
I'm going to throw some people for a loop here. This one is going to be debated. I think this badge could change a lot in the future too. But right now, as we film this video, I personally love Showtime still. I think a lot of the comp players in Pro-Am are using this badge. It is the opposite of Heart Crusher. So if you have a highlight dunk, this significantly boosts your teammates' takeover meters. And like we saw in the league last year, Spencer, takeover is huge in 2K. It's massive in 2K21. And I think if you're able to get some dunks holding right stick down with right trigger, doing anything that performs a highlight play for your player, your teammates' takeover is unbelievably boosted with this badge. It's OP currently in this patch. If you can use it, I think you should use it.
Yeah, and we're talking, and Cody just gave you the little quick tutorial there, holding right stick down with right trigger. Those are flashy dunks, right?
Correct.
Now,
yes.
Let me get this straight. This boosts your team's takeover. Does that boost only your teammates, or is yours going up as well?
You'll get takeover too. It might not be as much as your teammates get because it's insane how much your teammates get. If you do 2 flashy dunks, your teammates can already almost have takeover. 3, it's almost a guarantee. But your takeover meter will go up automatically, but not as much of a boost as your teammates.
All right, so we've got one more to recommend here. Well, what do you think it is?
Oh, man. This could go a variety of ways. Acrobat is decent this year. It's usable. Consistent is another great badge this year. Pro Touch, believe it or not, is a good badge. Relentless is another one too. So yeah, I'm throwing them all out here. Those are all usable depending on your play style. Lob City, if you're a big and you're catching lobs under the rim, I think it's a must-have. But I've always been a fan of Giant Slayer, Spencer. There's just something about going up on taller defenders and having a chance to get those contact dunks. You pair that with Showtime. This is just a fun badge to have, I think. If you're an undersized player, or maybe you have slashing in your build at the guard position or even on the wing, I would throw Giant Slayer on. And you're going to be able to have a high chance of getting some highlight plays, especially if you're in the park or 3-on-3 Pro-Am stage. So I love Giant Slayer, but I'm a little biased because I've always enjoyed playing with this badge.
Yeah, and I think you have some undersized centers, which might be the meta a little bit. So
correct. You're
actually getting this activated as a center as well, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a great point. I forgot to mention that. A lot of the centers this year are 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", maybe. And anytime you go up against a 6'11" and above, this badge is huge. So that's a great point, Spencer. I think if you have an undersized center, this is a must-have badge if you have plenty of finishing.
All right, guys, there we have it. As with any best badge video, it kind of depends on your build, but we tried to give you what we thought were some of the best finishing badges overall that might transcend all builds and play styles. And of course, Cody gave you some little tidbits here and there about depending on, hey, are you throwing catching a lot of lobs, or back on the playmaking video, throwing a lot of lobs, right?
Right.
Etc. If you have any differing opinions, definitely let us know in the comments down below. We want to know what sort of gems you found with the finishing badges. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.